Hey, welcome back to video number 2. We're going to keep this one a little bit shorter than the last one. So this is page 2 of day 7. And now let's put what we just learned into practice. So this is all about put into practice. Terrible in. Let's put this all into practice here, guys. So one pro tip that I would recommend here, we know that the whole side, if you multiply it by half, that gives you the mid-segment. We talked about that kind of on the previous page. You take this whole side, multiply it by half, you get this piece. But, in my opinion, the better way of doing this is instead of taking the whole side, the bigger side, and cutting it in half, why don't we take the smaller side, so the whole side is the big side, and why don't we say, let's just double the mid-segment. If you double the mid-segment, multiply it by 2, that'll bump it up to the same as the whole side. And you're probably thinking, why do that? This way, you deal with less fractions. I would recommend doing this instead of doing the whole cut this piece in half to get it equal to that. Let's try my method and see if you guys like it here. So let's see the situation. So we're going to find QR. We're looking for this right here. The problem is we've got algebra representing lengths. We don't actually know. We need to know what x is. So we need to find the value of x. Okay, fair enough. Well, we know that this piece, the whole side, is going to be equal to, remember, instead of doing 1/2 the whole equals the mid-segment, let's do the whole side equals 2 times the mid-segment. So 2 times, and then our mid-segment here, going to be 2x minus 3. And check out this equation, guys. This is something we 100% can solve. Distribute the 2. So x plus 9 equals 4x minus 6. Of course, subtract the x over, add the 6 over. 15 equals 3x. Divide by 3. Check it out. We got x equals 5. And if we want to know what QR is, you guys know what to do. Plug that back in. 2 times 5 minus 3. I'm thinking that's going to be 7. So QR equals 7. Nice work, guys. Very nice work. Now for this next one, I'm going to let you run with it, but let me help you set it up just real quick. So we got a triangle. We're going to assume that the points of each leg are the midpoints. That's huge. Because if that's the case, that means this piece and this piece are the same. That means this piece and this piece are the same. Now we want to find both x and y. We don't care about finding the actual leg lengths. We want to find x, we want to find y. So just to give you kind of, again, a pro tip here, we know this is going to be half of that. So if we're going to set this equal to that, we need to double it. So if you have the whole side, again, I'll remind you, whole equals 2 times the mid-segment. Let me help you out here. So that means you're going to have an equation that is the whole, 4x minus 2, equals 2 times the mid-segment. But things are going to be a little different when it comes to finding y. Because this piece and this piece, they're the same. So you can just straight up say, hey, 4y equals 6 times y minus 1. And so I'm going to let you guys see if you can solve this for x and solve this for y. Go right ahead, guys. So it looks like we ends up with, we've worked it out, x equals 5, and we worked this one out. Negative divided by negative gives you positive y equals 3. And so we just have a couple problems left, guys. One on this page and then one on the next page that I want to focus on. So let's use this diagram over here. It looks like we have a lake. Definitely not Lake Cumberland. It doesn't look like a snake. Lake Cumberland's so long and stretched out and thin. Now, we want to know which segment is shorter for kayaking across the lake. Would AB be quicker, or would BC be quicker? In other words, which segment is shorter? Well, that's all going to be based off what we're given here. So we know if this is 5, then this is going to be 2.5. This is going to be 2.5 because that's our mid-segment. But also, your mid-segment, these are your halfways, your line bisectors, but this is your mid-segment. It's going to be half of the whole. So if this is 5, that's 2.5. I'll write it like this so you guys can see that a little bit better. Terrible 5. And then if this is 6, we know this, of course, will be 3. That, of course, will be 3. But also, this mid-segment up here is going to be 3 as well. And so, which one would be shorter, AB or BC? Clearly going to be BC. Because 2.5, as we all know, is smaller than 3. 2.5 smaller than 3. Okay. How about this one? Which distance is shorter? Kayaking from A to B to C, or walking from A to X to C? Well, now wait a minute. From A to B to C, so from A to B is 3, and from B to C is 2.5. So I'm thinking that method is going to get us 5.5. Or walking from A to X to C. Well, from A to X is 2.5. Plus from X to C is 3. Oh, that's also 5.5. These are the same. It would be the same distance either way. Although kayaking sounds a lot more fun. I will chip in that. Definitely sounds more fun than just walking. But yeah, these distances are actually the same. So I want to make a real quick important note before we finish up with the last problem. Not going to do number 3. Number 3 is in the notes. This one involves making a mid-segment. And then using if we're doing midpoints, this one involves using the midpoint formula. x1 plus x2 cut in half, finding the average, and then y1 plus y2 cut in half. So if you're wondering about this problem, it will be posted. But I just wanted to give you a heads up as to that's what's going on here if you wanted to try it. But this will be in the scan. I will post the scan and it will have this problem. Last one, guys. This is a throwback. A great throwback. Check it out. We'll end on a great note here. We want to be able to go from point slope form to standard form. We worked on this back in chapter 3. This is a little chapter 3 special here. So you see our 3 equations over here. Standard form, slope intercept, point slope. And so I just want to give you guys a second to look over this right here. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is an algebra proof. It's all algebra. So I want you guys to see if we remember how to do strictly algebra proofs, just using algebra steps, addition, subtraction, distribution, multiply, divide. So I want you guys see if you can do 2, 3, and 4 for me. You can go ahead and pause and give it a shot. Okay, so let's see what happens here, guys. Looks like we distributed to start. So that took care of the parentheses. That got us to here. Then we added 6. We brought that over. Hey, and so right now this is actually in slope-intercept form. We got slope-intercept form right here, y equals mx plus b. Let me zoom in. There we go. So we added 6. Got this. Now it looks like we need to add 9/7 x over. Get that to cancel and add it over there. So that was adding to get us this. And then from here, we know standard form, little reminder, standard form can have no fractions. And so it looks like our fraction's gone, and now we have a 7 here with the y, and that's 15 times 7 to get 105. Well, what happened? Well, we multiplied this by the denominator. So 7's canceled, and then that 7 went to the y, and that 7 went to 15. So I would say we multiplied, and of course it was by 7. If you want to be specific there, multiplied by 7 to take care of the fraction. And so guys, for our homework, which again you will have all of Thanksgiving to work on, so don't do it. You don't have to do it all over the weekend. I would do it today. Do today to enjoy holiday. Yeah, it's going to be the practice multiple choice. I believe there are 6 problems. Yep, 6 probs. So we'll get that knocked out, guys, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.